Everybody, it's Shelly. Happy Monday. Adjust my camera here a little bit. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm going to go ahead and share this really quick over on the Facebook and the Twitter. Post to Facebook. Post to Twitter. Okay. So a little bit about my weekend. I stayed home while Marley was actually over at his friend's house, and I stayed home while Madison and Scott went to Top Golf in Hillsboro, which is a place where you play golf, but you're like hitting targets and stuff. And I guess it's really fun. And someday I will go. Just wasn't a good time for me to go because I didn't know how long we were going to be gone. And Oscar is only 4 months old. That's my little puppy. And I didn't want to leave him in his crate for too long. So yesterday was just kind of, I don't know, you know how you just have those days where you just are pissy, and that's how I was yesterday. I was just like, everything irritated me, and I just seemed to do nothing but piss everybody off when I talked to them, and I just felt like, ugh. So today is awesome. I am so happy to be done with yesterday. I just think it's important to put that out there. I put a lot of positive stuff out on Facebook and here on YouTube, and I have really crappy days too. I have days that I just sit down and cry about. So, and it's okay. I used to hate that. Like, I'd just be like, no, I need to stay positive. And it's like, sometimes you just need to get all that crap out, and it just makes for such a better next day. And I'm so glad today's Monday because, you know, creating happy Mondays is my little tag. So, yeah. So my question for the day to everyone is, what does your best life look like? And so that's a really important question to answer, because when we are all wanting to do better and more and be happier and, you know, just live life, it is important to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. And in order to do that consciously, you have to start thinking about, what does my best life look like? Like, what could you do? What could you do? Like, you know, when I first started doing the law of attraction, I had a mentor, and he said, you need to write out your perfect day. And that's kind of what this is asking. Like, what does your perfect day look like? And in doing that, you start to visualize what your perfect day looks like. What does your bedroom look like when you wake up in the morning? You know, how much time do you have to shower? You know, a lot of people right now, they have to get up, roll out of bed, get in the shower, get dressed, put their makeup on, throw their lunch together, jump in the car and go to a job that they don't particularly like. So what does your best life look like? Like, what is your job? You know, can you take your time in the morning getting up? Like, I get up in the morning, I feed the dogs, I make coffee, I do yoga, I read, I scroll on Facebook, and this is all before anybody else even gets up in the morning. I mean, my only distraction right now is my puppy driving my older dog absolutely insane, but they also play, you know, so, you know, I'm reading, and I have to stop and put my book down, take my glasses off, and tell the puppy no, and, you know, let him out, or what, you know. So those are my distractions right now, which are fine with me because I chose them. But it's like, what does your morning look like? What does your day look like? You know, it's 8:30 in the morning. I have, you know, been up since 5. I have taken time for myself. I have done yoga. I have showered, dressed, hair, makeup. I've gotten pretty much all my little things done for my reselling business. I've got everything ready to ship. I've done a bunch of sharing on Poshmark. I have relisted some things from eBay to Poshmark. I am now doing my video that I love to do. And so, writing that down or finding a way to close your eyes every day and visualize what your perfect day looks like. What does your house look like? Do you have pets? Do you have a farm? Do you live in a high rise? Do you live on the beach? Like, what does your perfect day look like? And then think about too, like, what do you give back for that lifestyle? Because, we all dream of like winning the lottery and having to do nothing but just relax and whatever all day. But honestly, like, once the newness of all that wore out, we'd be like, I want to do something. I can't just sit here, watching the waves 24/7. Like, I need to do something. I need to make a difference. I need to work my craft, whatever it is. What is that for you? So start thinking about that and really getting into the visualization. Like for me, my perfect house has like a river rock fireplace that goes up to the ceiling. It's kind of a lodgy kind of look. It has a big, beautiful kitchen. It has a riding arena in the back of my property, where I can go and ride my horses no matter what the weather is. And, I have my dogs and I have my separate office space where I can hold workshops if I want to. So, it's just like, fantasize about that, visualize about that, and get into that. And then when you are going through your day and you're pissed off because the water bill came and it's a lot more than you wanted to pay, or, your best friend didn't meet you for lunch when they said they were going, and you get into those negative places, you can go, wait a minute, what does my perfect day look like? My perfect day is, I go to meet somebody for lunch and they don't show up, so I just have a good meal anyways. Or that water bill comes in and I'm just grateful that I got to water my lawn this month, and I'll just be careful next month, or I'll just keep doing it and know that it's just going to keep getting better, So it's just like switching those daily scenarios that go through your head. And what you can go back to is that perfect day. What does your best life look like? So when you start doing that, number one, you're appreciating things more, because, when you pay the water bill, you get to have water. If you don't pay the water bill, they shut your water off, and that sucks. You can't like live life in this society without water, and so you start appreciating those things. Like when I went into like tax season this year, and take note that we had not filed taxes since 2015. We had just been putting it off, and we were like, we know we owe, so we're just going to put it off. So we finally decide, okay, we were working on being financially debt free. We were looking at being financially free, so not having any debt. And the last thing that we had was our taxes, and we knew that we had these taxes to pay. So because I have my own business, so every year I'm building up all these taxes that we're not paying because it's not coming out of a paycheck because I have my own business. And so we find an accountant that, on Yelp or whatever it is, we find good reviews. I think it might have been Google, whatever. But we found somebody with really good reviews that was really good with helping people with their at-home businesses. So I go into it, and at first, you go into taxes like frustrated, like, oh, I got to pay taxes and it's so dumb, and why do I have to do this? And then I just thought, no, it's great. My kids get to go to school for free. Well, when they were in public school, but, I get roads to drive on. If something happens, I have emergency services to call, and they'll be here in minutes. Excuse me. But I just put it into a better perspective. Like, I'm grateful for the taxes that I pay because it covers all these things that make my life better. And so, you can argue like, well, some of the taxes go to stuff I don't like. And it's like, I don't pay attention to that. I pay attention to the things that I enjoy that my taxes go to. And so I just started having that attitude, and during tax season, when I was on Facebook and all these people are complaining about paying taxes and having to do their taxes and having to figure everything out, I was just like, hey, there are plenty of bookkeeping sites. I use GoDaddy for my business. It literally figures everything out and prints out like a Schedule C, which is a tax form that you have to do if you have your own business. It prints all that out for me, and it tracks my PayPal and my eBay, and I can put everything I need in there, and it's just awesome. And so I just kind of kept putting out all this positive energy. So then we go to do our taxes, and we go to the guy, and we talk to him, and we show him everything that we're doing, and he's like, okay, great, this is what I need from you, if you can bring it back. So within a couple days, we gather everything together and we bring it back to him. And then I don't hear from him for a few days. So I'm kind of getting frustrated, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, the 15th has come and gone, which we weren't too concerned about because we were already 3 years, back. And so I was just like, okay, well, I need to call him. So I call him like on the 16th of April, and he's like, oh, I needed a few things from you. I emailed you. And I'm like, I look back at my email. I didn't get anything from you. I don't think you have my right email. And he goes, okay, well, these are the things I need from you. If you could please bring them in. So I gather those things that bring them in the next day or two, and then wait. And then he calls me like, I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 days later. And at this point, I'm not stressing about it anymore. I'm just like, okay, it's going to be what's going to be. I'm not going to freak out about it. So he calls and he goes, okay, I have all your taxes done. And if you have something to write stuff down on, I'll tell you what you owe us as the tax service and then all your years. And I'm like getting ready for the and so he had told us that we were probably going to pay about $300 a year for his service. So that was probably around $1,000 because it was 3 years. And it was like, okay, got that. Well, he tells me, so you owe the tax service, I think it was like $500 or $600. And I'm like, okay, that's great. That's way better than I thought it was going to be. And then he starts going through the years of what we're going to get back. All 3 years, we got money back. I couldn't believe it. I just kept going, are you sure you got everything? Like, that I have my own business, right? And he's like, yeah, I got everything. And he's like, and I just kept going, are you sure? And he goes, yeah, I can go through it with you. But yes, everything that you guys gave us is there. I was just like, okay. And so I text Scott and I'm just like, hey, I got some great news. Or I didn't even say I had some great news. I just wanted to kind of surprise him with it. So I just said, hey, just got a call from the tax guy. Call me when you can. So he calls and he's like, okay, what are the damages? And I'm like, honey, you are not going to believe this. And so then I just kind of sat back after the whole thing was over and I got done talking to Scott. And I was just like, I swear, and you can sit there and say, oh, well, it was going to happen that way anyways. But I went into it like, we seriously thought that we were going to owe like $4,000 to $8,000. Like, we didn't know. We were just like, we thought we were going to owe all this money. And we thought that we were going to owe way more to them just for doing our taxes. And I just feel like my switch, clicking over to what would my best life look like? Well, I'm just grateful to pay these taxes. I'm grateful for the services that these taxes bring. And boom, it just happened way better than I ever expected. And that's a really great way to look at things. When you start going through those scenarios in your head, like, oh, how am I going to pay for that? Or how am I going to deal with that person? Or how am I going to, get skinnier? Or how am I going to, have a better attitude or feel happier? Everything works out better than expected. I say that to myself all the time. When I start fretting about a situation, everything will work out better than expected. Hi, Valerie. Oh, I just have to give a shout out to Valerie right now. Valerie is one of my reselling friends, and I've also coached and mentored her. And guess what she did? And I'm just like so proud of her. And I don't know, she's got some guts. She went skydiving. She jumped out of a plane and went skydiving. And I am just like, if you knew her story, she's just had a really, really rough few years. And she has just like in the last probably 6 to 8 months, maybe year, has just figured it out and is doing so good and is living life. And this skydiving adventure is just proof of it. I am phobically scared of heights. Like, and it's almost, it is a physical thing for me. If I get up too high, I can watch those videos where those people are like on a trail on the side of a mountain or whatever, or flying over something, and I can't watch it. I have to turn it off. I'm just like, I do not like heights. And I'm just so proud of you. And I just want to tell you that you did that for me too, because I'm never going to go skydiving. Like Scott and Madison are going to Costa Rica in the spring of 2020. And it's like this guided trip. And they're going zip lining over the rainforest. And I'm just like, have fun. There is no way I would ever do that. Like, I don't want to do it. It's not like something I feel like, oh, I need to get past so I'll be a better person. No, I don't want to do it. I just can't. So good job, Valerie. I'm so effing proud of you. So anyways, I'm going to end this video because I got stuff to do. But I just wanted to put it out there. Like, what does your best day look like? When you start asking yourself that, even if you don't sit down and write down what your perfect day looks like, or do a vision board or whatever, if you just constantly ask yourself that, you will, like, your subconscious starts answering that. Like, what does my best life look like? What do I eat? How do I exercise? What do my mornings look like? Where do I work? You know, what do my relationships look like? What does my home look like? What does my, job look like? So when you start asking those questions, it starts answering you. Like, what is your best job? Well, what is your best job? Are you working in a cubicle now and you wish that you could be driving race cars, or racehorses? But like, what is your best life look like? I have a friend who has manifested through her life. She has a race car. She has 2 race cars, and her husband, she's my age, we went to school together, and her husband drive around the Pacific Northwest going to races. They have I think it's a 2017 or 16 Corvette that they've just souped up. It's got a roll bar, and they do all this different fuel and stuff. And then they just bought a Nova that they call Chili Nova, and it's a green Nova 60s model, and it's built for racing too, so they're racing that too. So it's just awesome. Like, you can do that. Like, she's turned her life into that. She's got 2 cats and a dog, and they have an RV, and they load all the pets in there, and they pull the trailer, or they drive the car, or whatever it is, and they just have made it happen. And you can make it happen too. Like, that's the priority in their life. That's what they spend all their money on. And I look at it and I'm just like, you guys spent how much on that Corvette? And it's just like, I can't even imagine that. But that's what they love. That's what they absolutely love to do. They love all the people. They have sponsors. They're just kicking ass doing it and having so much fun. And it can happen. Like, people are like, oh no, I gotta stay with this job because of the insurance. And you know who I'm talking to if you're hearing this. But it's like, you can make enough money doing your passion and doing what you absolutely love to do, that you can pay for your own insurance. And it'd probably be better insurance because you'll get to pick it, So anywho, I'm going to go quit droning on about this. Thank you so much for watching, Valerie. I love you too. And have a great Monday. And I'm going to start doing these videos more because I just love doing this. And if you're interested in me coaching you, get a hold of me or message me, comment on this video, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the bell if you want to know when I'm live, and have a great day. Bye-bye.